Looking at the applications.
I turned a recording on. This was too good of information to be this and all that stuff.
Okay, and so the flyer that you have in front of you is asking, because right now we have one host family. The way Rotary does it is they usually have 3 host families throughout the school year. So they stay with each family for 3 months. We have actually one of our Camdenton Middle School teachers, because that's where I'm retired from, is my good boss. I went in there and I'm like, hey, you guys want to help host? And so she's really excited. And so she is actually hosting from August till November or October. And our student is arriving next Thursday in Chile. And so we are really excited for her to come in. You can go ahead and change it. So the Rotary Youth Exchange doesn't just send adults from our area, but they also have people come in to get a slice of American experience. You can change it. And these people, the students, and when we were going through the applications, we're like, wow, they are the best and the brightest from their countries. They're here to share their culture. They're here to just create bonds. And they're also here because they are sponsored by a Rotary club in their country. So they will come and share their information with us, and then they're going to go back to their Rotary clubs and share what they learned about the United States. And specifically, our student is going to say, okay, what did I learn about the Lake of the Ozark area, specifically the Camdenton School District? Okay. All you're expected to do is share your day-to-day experiences, and you'll be an active participant in their life. Amy Adler is our first host family, and we met with her yesterday. Amy Richards, I did, and she's our counselor, our club counselor, and they are excited. They don't have a high school student. They have 2 young, 3rd grader and kindergartner. And they're excited, and they're like, oh, we're going to have a high school sister. So they're really excited about that. Go ahead. Who can serve as a host family? You don't have to have kids. Married couples can. Single adults, families with children, family without children, young families, older families. Anyone is welcome to host. So even if you're not quite ready to host, please take these flyers and see, because we're still looking for 2 more host families. See if anyone in your neighborhoods or anyone that you know of would be interested. The only requirements are an open heart, an open mind, and the time and energy to spend with them. Okay. What is expected of a host family? You do participate in training and orientations. And Amy and I will definitely be around to meet with you. You're going to establish communication with the incoming student. Amy's already Zoomed with her and talked to her and stuff. And so she will actually be in town already, so you can start meeting her then. What's expected, what else is expected during the students exchange? Just provide a place. Do they have to have their own bedroom? Only if they're not allowed to share with another, like a male. So, but otherwise they need a bedroom, they need a place to study, and they need to be part of your family. And so they're allowed to babysit. If you would let someone, a high school age, babysit your young person, they're allowed to do that. They need to have a place to focus their studies. And let's see what else. Just celebrate special events just like you would with your own children. Personally, I can say, and it wasn't through Rotary, but I've hosted several exchange students. I used to live in St. Louis, and I still have a Chinese exchange student that I hosted back in 2013 that still calls me mom and still keeps in touch and still contacts me. They literally become part of your family, and it's just like having another member of your household there. What I do want you to know is that our club, and especially Amy and I, are here to support you. We would definitely, if you needed a weekend away or something like that, our club members have already said, oh yeah, we'll take them for a weekend or so. The biggest problem, the reason why I'm not hosting is because I actually live the same distance from Camdenton as I do to Versailles. So I live in Morgan County, and they have to be living in a family that's in Camdenton. Yeah. Camdenton School District, is that correct? Yes. Okay. During their exchange, you just take on a supervisory role of being parent. Can your home accommodate an exchange student? All you have to have is an extra bedroom. If you don't have one that they can have by themselves, or that they could share with someone of their own sex, just be able to be there for them. Most exchange is 3 months. So that's how long they would stay with you, 3 to 6 months. And no, you don't treat them as a guest in your home, you treat them as a family member. Okay, so you're not there to make sure that you entertain them the whole time. And every once in a while, if you entertain your family by going out to dinner or whatever, they do receive a stipend for us for their extra things. You are responsible for, like feeding them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, if you go take them out as your family, then you would feed them just like that. But if they decide to go out with their friends, then they're expected to pay for the food. So both Rotarians and non-Rotarians can service those families. In fact, we welcome a wide, diverse group of people. Okay, so there is a District 6080 Youth Exchange page. You scroll down to the bottom and you hit apply now. At that point, you could contact me, that's on there, but also I will get a contact saying, hey, someone's applying, and then I would come out and look at, see what's going on, and check out and make sure everything's good, and then go from there.
That's it.
Yes, I believe so. Can you pull Kit up for a minute just to make sure there's nothing I missed? Kit, anything I missed?
When you have someone who is interested, the process is there's a volunteer application, which you pointed out online, and you get notified. Sandy and Amy get notified, and I do. The application asks for 2 non-Rotarian references, plus information about why you want to do this, and some photos of your house, the student's bedroom, etc. And then once all of that is approved, there's a criminal background check that's done on everyone over the age of 18. This is a Department of State requirement. And then, but every step of the way, Sandy and Amy, and then if I'm needed, we'll be happy to provide information about what to expect, what the possibilities are. There's a really good orientation that the ladies will be providing about things like what happens if they want to go to St. Louis? Can I tell them no? Well, if you would tell your own child no, you certainly can tell your new international daughter or son no. And I've hosted, and it's been quite the experience. I became a soccer mom all over again. We went to band competitions. We went to parent-teacher conferences. So the students have got in orientations that they have with us. Our first orientation is the end of August, and we go over rules such as they're not allowed to drive. They're not allowed to drive. They're not allowed to get tattoos, which might sound odd, but they're not allowed to get tattoos or body piercings. They're not allowed, of course, to drink because they're underage. They're not allowed to do things that would be in violation of our local city, county, state, and federal laws. And we go over those things about what the expectations are of your Rotary Club. I certainly hope that you consider it hosting, and that you consider asking friends if they would consider hosting. The young woman that is coming, she's the #1 student in her school. She is top of the tops. I think that she'll be a wonderful, wonderful addition to the Camdenton community. And if I can answer any other questions, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I was involved in a club that was very active in student exchange for several years in Gardner, Kansas.
Mhm.
And I think it's just a fantastic program. One of the things that we had a host family that would host people on a regular basis, but they required, before they would sign up to be the host, they wanted that child the whole year. Here, I did see that you might do 2, but the 3 just seems to me that, to build a relationship with someone and you only get a third of that 9-month period, that's a concern. So if somebody was interested in hosting, would they be able to say, hey, I would be a host, but I only want to share with one person?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I think, is that a possibility, Kit, that we just do 2 if someone really only wanted to have half, not do 3?
The Rotary prefers that we have 3 host families, and instead of 1 or 2. Sometimes we go with 2 because 2 families sign up. And the reason why we ask for more than 1 family is that living with me is different from living with, someone who lives out in the county. So the student could have a farm, rural experience. Then somebody that lives right downtown, they'll have a more urban experience. They might be with a tech kind of a family and do all kinds of techie things. They might be with a family that's got an RV and goes camping every weekend. So it's just to provide a variety of experiences. Plus, even though you have them for 3.5 months, it's really hard when they move to the next family. And having you live with them for 3.5 months, it's just a little bit easier to let them go. So you get really close to these kids. You really do. Oh, I also wanted to say that even if you don't host, if you are going to the state fair, you could call Sandy and say, hey, my family's going to the state fair. Would she like to go to the state fair? Or I'm going rabbit hunting. Would she like to come rabbit hunting? Yes, that would be really something. So be thinking of American experiences that you might be able to provide this international guest. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, do you volunteer to have them like for weekends?
Yes.
So towns, so it's
Yes.
Okay, take a float.
Yes, absolutely. And this young lady is very active. She does fantastic. Okay, any other questions?
And, we're gonna share, and also, your club, she has to prepare a presentation, and she'll show it, and she'll show her family, and tell you all about the country. So if you have any program space open in the next year, it's good for her to come and meet you. Okay. And we'll set her up, and she comes with a full presentation. She's fun, we always get, I had 6 and we get more
information, a much better description of our company and kind of where we evolved from. So Emo Connect is a rural cooperative at heart. We've been a rural co-op for over 80 years, servicing our communities and electrically. Around a little over 10 years ago, we decided there's a need for high-speed fiber in our area. Why can't we have it? So it was quite the process in trying to get it. We had originally, applied for some grant money and things like that. And ultimately, we were denied. So Como started this project. Basically, we got loans to do it. So in bringing this, it's kind of grown in phases. It started off with just our electrically serviced members. Excuse me. I'm not much of a public speaker. Dang it, Josh. But we've rapidly expanded. We're in 9 different counties. Our newest expansion area is the Lincoln-Warsaw area, bringing high-speed fiber, which can give you internet, television, telephone services. We service communities, centers, schools. Some of the, during our pandemic, we had brought in a managed Wi-Fi solution to like parking lots for kids that don't have access to internet. How can we do schooling whenever schools are closed? So you could drive at the park and connect to the internet, which was a pretty neat thing that we did. At heart, that's what we stand for as communities. We exist to improve the quality of life for the region that we serve. That's our motto. It's always been our motto. And in bringing fiber to this area, we've been able to substantially improve that for not even just underserviced, but completely, you go to some of these locations I've been lucky enough to go to. It's beautiful. These neighborhoods around here are just absolutely stunning, and there is no internet connection. You're lucky if you can get a satellite connection. So it's really neat to be able to bring this product to this area, and especially with the rural. I mean, you can go out to this farm that's way, way out in the middle of nowhere, say in Boonville, and we've got high-speed internet. So it's really a nice product. Currently, we're part of 9 different community or counties. It started off just being in our electrically serviced locations, but now we're in like Versailles, California, Tipton, that are electrically serviced by like Ameren. Typically, I think it's Ameren. We're in Boonville and Stover, and again, we just opened up signups for the city of Lincoln. We're rapidly moving into Warsaw. We're going to continue going south. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, and I apologize that we don't have the slide up here, but there's this little Gigaspire box. This is what we'll install in homes and businesses. It's a tiny little box, and it's crazy the amount of power that it has. I don't know if any of you were able to attend the Lake Expo over there at the community center there in Maury, Sunrise Beach. It's a huge building that had several booths set up for different area businesses. And we brought the internet there. This one little box serviced everyone with an internet connection. The shootout that's coming up here in August. At Captain Ron's, we do all of the managed Wi-Fi for that, free to the community, to give you internet access so that you can, have streaming service or be able to, connect.
Gonna put it out on the lake?
Well, there was one instance where I think they maybe pinned it to a boat, but Yeah, it stretches out so far, so you have to be pretty close to the shoreline, I'd say. So yeah, this is a really, this is our newest piece of equipment that's come out. It's very powerful as far as your Wi-Fi connection and how far it will reach. So bringing back to Captain Ron, so we've got a managed Wi-Fi solution that just stays there. So whenever you go there, you have a guest Wi-Fi service for all of your guests that come and visit. The same as like community parks, several of the like fairs will service the Stover Fair, the California. We've brought managed Wi-Fi in so that, you know, how do you run a credit card machine at your booth, or, you know, take payments at, you know, for fair entries, things like that. So it's a widespread connection that we can do. It's a really neat system that offers that, but we also will leave it up. We're right now moving into the St. Martin's area, kind of toward Jeff City. We're kind of expanding all over. And Camp Park will be one that will have service too, that's going to have just a wide range there all the time. As I mentioned before, we offer internet, television, and telephone services. For business phones, we do what we can call hosted PBX service. Very intricate system for large businesses, things like that. Within schools, we can do anything that would require several, you know, phone line connections. It's all internet based. It's unlimited in the amount of options that you have as far as setups. And so back to expansion. The exciting part that I get to share with you today is it is approved that we will be coming to the Camdenton area. When that will happen, we don't know. We don't have those answers. There's so much pre-planning involved as far as engineering and getting rights and access to poles or access to dig in the ground, right-of-way easements, things like that. But we did get confirmation that it has been approved. It's going to be called the Niango Bill. So keep watching the internet. Keep, you know, jump on our website. You can see updates. There'll be, you know, marketing information coming out as far as when we're closer to the area. And anytime you've got someone saying, hey, why can't we have fiber? Any of your neighbors, your coworkers, your family members, friends, anyone, we highly encourage you to go to our website. You can easily just punch in your address to show your interest. While it may not be open to you yet for sign up, it lets us know the interest in that area. So that really helps us with future expansions. It gives an argument of, hey, we need to use this grant money to, you know, expand to this area. There's either underserviced or no service, which I can say really for this area, it was pretty much, if you're not underserviced, you're not serviced at all with internet. So we really take a lot of pride in that. We are involved in our communities in several different ways. As far as like on the co-op side, we have lots of programs. We've just donated over $25,000 to local charities through earnings that we've raised, things like that. I am very passionate about Como and our staff and who we work for and who we stand for. So much of what we do, everything we do is community geared. Down to employees, even we'll donate out of our own paychecks. For each year, we'll basically provide Christmas for several families if they sign up for that. So it's a really great company to work for, what we stand for, what we believe in, what we do. Something else I'll say, if you call into Como, you will talk to a real person. This is not like a Dish Network. This is not, you know, we are small, we are local, we are right down the road. We're in Tipton, we're in Sunrise Beach. We've got offices in both locations. So you can call in and talk to us. You can stop in and visit with us, where, you know, some of the other companies that are much larger than us, you don't have that connection, you don't have that option. So we really take pride in that. Stop in and visit us. If you have questions, come in and we've got friendly staff waiting. That's one thing that I will say sets us apart from any of our competitors, let alone the service that we offer in our pricing. It's how we treat our subscribers and members. Being invited to community events like this, I can't express enough how wonderful this company is and what we've done. I've been with them over 7 years, and I'll be retiring from them there's just no question. It makes you want to stay there and be able to just have this much community involvement and be bringing this awesome product to you guys. I think I've kind of touched on everything. Does anyone have questions? Who wants to go first?
I realize most of your stuff is technology. Do you have any advice for scammers, about scammers?
Oh, they're everywhere. There are certain, like, you mean like phone calls that you might receive, it's everywhere. That right now is being hit really hard. I don't know what's happened in this area, but it's been like lots and lots of spam calls myself. There is a number that you can call it. I'll have to get that number for you. It's a number that anyone can call that's supposed to put you on the no-call list. I have just seen that that's not even working right now. That's something that's just area-wide a challenge right now. I don't know if it's timing of year, someone's released some information, but other than those phone numbers, I think it's Nomo Robo is what it's called that you can contact. That might help temporarily with some of that. But other types of scams that we've seen is sometimes people will come knocking on your door and saying, hey, I'm with Como, I'm going to turn your power off if you don't pay me, or I'm going to, you can't get this, your internet's going to be disconnected, you need to pay your bill. We will never come knock on your door trying to collect a payment. So,
just paid that out right now.
yeah.
I was like, I gotta call you back. I was doing something,
Yeah.
I called back to the bank and I'm like,
That's-
oh, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, look at those calls and we'll go out and try to find the person that was, they'll say, well, they were just on this road. So we'll go out and try to find them and say, why are you, going out here trying to represent our company whenever, in all it is just scam. And it's unfortunate that that's the world that we live in. It really is.
From 3 days ago, I got an email. We're signing you up for some protection thing, $500 a year. If you don't want it, call us at this number. So I called them, they wound up getting into my bank account.
Oh,
And I had to cancel that bank account, tell them to open a new account. And I don't know what else they got, because they went online with me, I don't know. So I don't even, my computer isn't even hooked up now. I don't know what I'm gonna hook it up with.
yeah, it's scary. The best thing to do is if you didn't inquire, it's not one of your institutions that you work with, don't even open it.
And I called the state attorney general's office, but somebody said, and they said,
I bet their office is pretty busy right now.
well, they didn't want to take any information. They said, don't pay any attention to them.
Yeah.
That didn't help me any.
You said that you were coming into the Camden area, you're not in now.
No, we're in line. Greenview.
Greenview.
Yes.
Yeah, we are in Greenview, so we're close.
You know,
I don't think so, not yet.
How far do you stretch, Bess?
So I wish that I had my slide up here. I have a map for you guys. Look at it. It kind of shows, first off, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but this will be the area that we're expanding to. This will be our Nianglaville. I don't know if you can kind of tell it all. This is this area right here.
Point to Camden.
The amphitheater's right here. Does that help?
Yeah.
And then this needs a little bit of updating now that we've actually expanded into Lincoln and Warsaw, but this is an overall map of where we're at. We're in, like I said, 9 different counties. We stretch all the way from Boonville, all the way down to what's our southernmost, probably Greenview would be our most southern. We go as far as Lincoln and Warsaw, and now we're expanding to the Jefferson, almost, Jefferson City. I don't know if you know where Apache Flats or where that area is right there. So, yeah.
What was your box? Fiber?
Yes.
Okay.
You-
So what that fiber run to?
Yeah, that's what takes so long, is you are going to be connected into our fiber, direct connection into our fiber infrastructure. It is hands down, you cannot get a better connection. It's basically starts from our Tipton location, runs down, and it goes straight to your home or business. There's a box on the outside. We'll run a smaller wire, like what we call a microfiber connection on the inside. And then that box that I showed you would be connected, and that would be your access.
So does every home get one of those boxes, or do you plug into your own router? Would that be comfortable?
You
That's
can,
right.
yeah, you can use your own router, but you want to use Como's router. That is the router.
And it's $5 a packet.
Yeah.
That I pay for them to monitor this everything. Not a big box. My question was, since you guys got a new box out, some of us who have the square ones, can we upgrade to a newer box or?
If you're having issues,
No,
I mean,
I'm
we
not,
still,
but-
yeah, we still install the you probably have an 844, it's more rectangular that has a little green dot.
Yeah. Mhm.
We still install those at some locations. Some location has a better fit. It's not something that needs to be upgraded.
Okay.
So on the back end, what you don't realize is your box, we're in the middle of the night, we're running updates to that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We'll update firmware, we'll keep it up to speed. They're by no means out of date or anything like
Okay.
that. This is just the newer, version. Everything kind of evolves and changes. But if you have issues, by all means, call us. But typically, it's not something where we need to come change your box out. If it's not broken, we don't fix this.
So when you serve an area, I mean, are you literally getting to every home, or because of someone's location, there's still maybe problems, or as long as they have power? Get to them?
So, okay, City of Lincoln, for instance, we just opened signups to the City of Lincoln. That is anyone inside of city limits. Whenever you get to the outside edge of where our service stops, that's where it gets a little bit gray. You have to just punch in the address or give us a call, we can check it for you. But inside city limits of Lincoln, everyone is able to sign up. Every residence, every business, it's eligible for sign up. So whenever you're looking like electrically serviced, whenever we started that project, it was anyone serviced by Como for electricity. So outside of city limits, if you were on Como's lines, you were eligible for that. So some of them didn't do that. Some of them, first when this came through, there was no information. Like, I don't know what fiber is. I don't need that. Why do I need that? I've never had it before. I don't need that. And unfortunately, if you don't sign up in that preliminary time frame, when we've got all of these crews that are building out this massive main line stretch, it can get costly to have it come back and run it to your home. Sometimes you could be 1,500 feet from the nearest fiber tap, and we'll come put it in for $100 in the introductory phase if you sign up to it. So, I encourage everyone, check it out, put your address in there if you're interested in service. Even if we're not there yet, hop on the website, put that in there. It lets us know. The more addresses that we have, the more, demand that we have for wanting to bring it there will help with making those decisions on where we're going next.
So so you're expanding all these areas that are non-Como cooperative. Is this a member of the are they a member of the cooperative too, or only electric customers?
Only electric customers are members. So essentially we're the same, but we have two separate entities. So you've got your electrically serviced locations, which is member-owned, nonprofit, same as any other rural co-op. Nothing has changed there. Then you have Como Connect, where you would be considered a subscriber, which is not a not-for-profit. We couldn't do it not-for-profit. But so you have both, and you have several that are both. But as far as like any of the capital credits, any of the, when you're paying into the co-op, the benefits there, that is strictly member-based. You're on our electrical lines. Did you have another question?
Yeah, it's just too, I was wondering about, with fiber, what are the speeds? And then also wondering what are the rates?
Absolutely. So we can service even your home up to 1 gig of internet speed. There are very few homes that really need 1 gig of internet. Most typically, businesses, homes, for a home, especially our 100 megabits per second package, is more than sufficient. You can stream multiple devices on the internet. What I will say sets Como apart from any of our competitors they fail to really clarify that you're not talking about hundreds symmetrical. Actually every person that I've gone out and talked to, every business that I've talked to, well, I'm getting 100, but what's your upload speed? Well, I'm only getting 9 on an upload speed. You might be getting, 80 or 90 on a download speed, but that's where Como's different. It's 100, if you sign up for 100, it's 100 symmetrical down and up. And so a residential connection for 100 megs of service is $49.95 a month. To use the router, it's $4.95 a month. There's no tax, there's no surcharges, it's $54.90 a month. The only product that we have that's taxed that we have zero control over would be our phones. Phone taxes are mandated. We have no say in those. We have to recover what we're charged. So, as far as like a business connection, the prices are a little bit higher. It puts you on a higher demand. Like if you have an outage happen, which thankfully we don't really have those happen. It's a very robust system. Am I taking too much time?
I think we'll go ahead and cut it off.
Okay.
Any more questions you have, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Glad to stay around the next person. Appreciate you coming today.